the day the sky broke. It happened on a Tuesday. No warning. No ultimatum. No dramatic transmission demanding surrender. The alien fleet, 1,700 vessels, each one the size of a mountain, simply appeared in low orbit and began burning. They called themselves the Vreth. Humanity would later learn that the word translated roughly to the inevitable. Within 6 hours, 3 continents were ash. Within 12, the oceans along the equator were boiling. The Vreth moved with mechanical efficiency, showing no anger, no pleasure, just systematic, indifferent destruction, as if Earth were a document being deleted rather than a world being murdered. Commander Jonas Hale watched it from a reinforced bunker beneath the Swiss Alps, surrounded by the last functioning military council on the planet. Satellite feeds flickered on every screen. Cities he had known, cities he had loved, reduced to glowing craters. Nobody cried. There wasn't time. "How many survived?" he asked. "Estimated 380 million, said Admiral Nadia Volkov, her voice stripped of everything except function. "Scattered across underground facilities, deep ocean stations, and polar shelters. 380 million. From 8 billion. Jonas stared at the screens for a long moment. Then he straightened his spine. "Good," he said quietly. "That's enough." What survived the fire? The Vreth made one critical miscalculation. They assumed that destroying a civilization meant destroying its ability to think. They were wrong. In the months that followed, humanity did not mourn, or rather, it mourned while working, which had always been the species' most dangerous trait. Underground laboratories hummed back to life. Engineers who had lost their families sat down at consoles and designed weapons with a cold, focused grief that no algorithm could have predicted. Dr. Marcus Webb, a theoretical physicist who had once dedicated his life to clean energy, now led a team of 90 scientists in a hollow mountain in Norway. He hadn't slept more than 4 hours a night since the burning. He didn't intend to. "The Vreth ships use gravitational fold drives," he told his team, his voice flat and precise. "Which means they manipulate spacetime locally around their hulls. That's their strength." He paused. "It's also the only vulnerability we need." His lead engineer, Sergeant Yemi Adeyemi, who had been a structural engineer in Lagos before the burning and a soldier in everything since, looked up from her schematic. "You want to turn their own drive signature against them? I want to turn their entire fleet against itself," Marcus said. Nobody in the room smiled. But something hardened in every pair of eyes. The weapon with no name. They didn't give it a name. Naming things was for peacetime. It took 14 months to build, 14 months of rationed food, recycled air, and the particular silence of people who have decided that grief is a luxury to be paid later. The device was not large. It fit inside a single unmanned probe the size of a cargo van. Its function was elegant and merciless. It would emit a resonance frequency precisely tuned to the Vreth gravitational fold drives, triggering a catastrophic cascade. Each ship's drive would essentially fold inward, collapsing the vessel from within at the quantum level. "If this works," Yemi said, running the final diagnostic, "every Vreth ship in Earth's orbit dies simultaneously." "And if it doesn't work?" someone asked from the back of the room. Marcus didn't look up. "Then we build another one." Earth Strikes Back. The probe launched on a cold March morning, silent and small and invisible against the massive silhouettes of the Vreth fleet still hanging in orbit like a permanent scar across the sky. The Vreth didn't notice it. Why would they? Humanity was finished. Humanity was ash and memory, and a cautionary footnote in some alien archive. The Vreth had already moved their attention to the next target, the next world on their quiet, inevitable list. The probe reached optimal range at 0400 hours. Marcus pressed the activation sequence himself. For 3 seconds, nothing happened. Then the sky screamed. One by one, then all at once, the 1,700 Vreth vessels collapsed inward, each one folding into a point of white light before vanishing entirely. No explosion. No debris. No slow dramatic disintegration. Just here, and then not here, a race with the same silent efficiency they had used on human cities. In the bunker, nobody cheered. Jonas watched the last vessel disappear from the satellite feed and felt something vast and hollow open in his chest. Not victory, not satisfaction, just the enormous, exhausting weight of what came next. Rebuilding. The message they sent to the stars. 3 weeks later, humanity broadcast a signal on every detectable frequency, aimed not at Earth, but outward, deep into the galaxy, toward whatever civilizations might be listening. It was not a plea. It was not a warning. It was a single, simple statement, drafted by Jonas Hale and approved by every surviving council on the planet in under 4 minutes. We were 8 billion. You left us 380 million. Understand what 380 million humans, who have nothing left to lose, are capable of. We are rebuilding. We are remembering. And we will be watching every corner of this galaxy for the rest of our existence. Come back, and we will find a way to follow you home. The signal traveled outward at the speed of light. Somewhere in the deep dark, something received it. And for the first time in 400 years of conquest, the Vreth fleet, regrouping beyond the outer planets, preparing its next approach, changed course.